Welcome back for another round of character animation. Going to continue on the blocking of our brand new character Snow. And I'm just waiting for the server to update, and then we'll jump in. Let me see. Okay, I think we're live. Hey everybody. Update. Okay, let me get started by opening the file. This is an old file here. Save the new version, open. And of course, we need to split it up into one monitor here, because this morning I've been working on the shot, refining some of the rough layout we did yesterday, and I'll walk you through it, but I adjusted here and there. Like this. So get all of the menus out of the way. Wow. All right. I believe the audio needs to be relinked as well. Something with the server not connecting properly. So let me quickly do that as well. Or is it?
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
It is. That's great.
I don't know what your situation.
I blame nobody. Okay. So back to the timeline. Here we go. All right. Let's have a look at the shot as it is right now.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay, so as you can see, I changed some things here. I wanted to have a proper beginning instead of the character waiting on cue to say his line for the cue. So I did kind of like a blocking where Snow is drinking his last sip and putting down the glass, and then turning towards the bartender. Bartendee, not sure. So that's something I wanted to add.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
I did refine some of the timing of the actual poses. So
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So I added some head movement in here to kind of like lay down a foundation of where we could do some subtle, you know, subtle head movement in there as it is in the reference. So for those who are wondering about the previous section where I actually started the shot, go to part 1, which is also on YouTube. So we continue the blocking pass, and another thing I did because I was struggling a little bit. I'm still not fully happy with how this arm kind of turns inward there, but at least, yeah, it feels better than what I had yesterday. And then opening the hand right at the end, and there's a little bit of intersection there, will make that, yeah, we'll fix that later. So I shoved our character a little bit to the left, so I have a little bit more room to play with. And I might want to shift her over to the right a little bit. We'll see. But at least we now have some space here. Not too much. It's a bit cramped, but we can adjust at any time. So what are we going to do today? I would love to define some movement more. What I did yesterday is really putting down the key poses, and we go more into like easing in and easing out from shapes, from poses. So I already did it a little bit there, so you can feel more like what the flow and what the energy will be.
Talking to you, you know.
I still will be working in stepped today, but I will add some extra keys that will help me later on when I go into Spline. There's actually, yeah, some keys there to work with. So
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So right there at the end, looking at the glass, and then the connection is he basically wants more alcohol, which is a bit of a bad approach, I would say. So she might either put down the receipt, like you had enough, or, you know, walk away, walk to the right, and then he's a bit baffled. That's something I don't want to focus on right now. That's something we can work out later. What would be fun? If you have any suggestions, like either she's walking out or put down the bill, let me know in the chat. I'm happy to see you guys input on that. And then I did do some rough facial posing. So for today, in betweening, and also we'll add some extra facial posing because I just did some rough posing there. I want to,
I don't know what your situation is.
Dive in to some appealing poses rather than just what we have right now. All right. Oh, thanks, Matt. The bones don't have the option to parent them to the wrist for now. Okay. Great. We have this setup right here where I put down an empty and still doing that behavior, but maybe I need to update the override here. And of course, it's breaking and it's not. Okay.
I'll keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay. Is it working? It's still delaying a little bit here, even though I updated SVN. So I work with what we have. We got to keep the show going. So just to give a little bit of explanation, we are working out some dependency loops, which goes into a little bit of a technical situation here. But basically, because I parented the lower arm to an empty bone, which makes the hand stay solid onto the table, and then I can move it around. But because there's some constraints on the empty already, we have this delay going on when I'm rotating. It's actually delaying slightly. I'm not sure if it's visible for the stream, but it's minor things. But that Demeter, the rigger, is working on that. He's sweating right now.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Okay.
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Let's start with the face. I want to work on some facial poses, and let's break down where I would like to change the face a little bit. Also, just don't mind there's some stuff here, the elbow, sorry, the shoulder area where it needs to be touched up a little bit. Also the neck, I noticed when I rotate the neck here, you see, don't bother the elbow, but the neck is also getting worked a little bit there. But those are issues we'll figure out later. Okay, turn off rain so we have a bit better speed, playback speed. And then I'll turn on my reference again, if I can actually pop it on. Is this Blender or is this me? Oh, wait. Why do we not see this? It's a bit confusing. I gotta say, I'm not too familiar with this whole setup, but I was like, let's try this because it's nice to have your images in the viewport. Oh, do I need to? Ah, it's me. I had to turn on the camera here. Okay. Now it's both there. Let me turn off this.
Talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Now, for expressions, you always need to stylize it and push it towards what the character, what facial stylization is demanding. So I try to extract the basic concept of what is going on with the face. Actually, let me turn on both. So we have them, and then if we refresh this. Oh, wait, this is take 2. It needs to be take 5. Wait, no, wait. Auto refresh. It's a bit, okay, it's a bit buggy, gotta say. I actually want to look at my other reference here.
Situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Now, I don't change a lot of expression here, so we do want to push here and there. Especially my face here is a bit more nervous, insecure than we're going to express with this guy. I do want to get a flavor of it. And what I like here is that I do raise my lip here a little bit. Kind of a
action, right?
A little bit of a hopeful little expression there.
You know, I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So let me turn that off.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Yeah. Connection, right? So I will use some of the pose library that was created. It's a nice start to get some of the poses in there, and we'll tweak it from there. I try to not touch any of the secondary facial features because you should only use them in very much exceptions, like the small black controls. They're basically separate vertices or separate bones, not vertices, separate bones. So we turn that off, but it's there if we need it. Base extras, and this is basically what we're gonna work with. Also, this is a lattice, not a lattice, a lattice, a deformer, where we can actually add some extra squash and stretch if we want to. But also that one for now I want to turn off, which is in the primary layer. I would love to have maybe it in this extras, or the visibility layers could use some adjustments, but no high priority for now. So I simply hide these, and we'll work with the controls here and just give a quick overview over some of the controls that we have. We have some cheekbones that we can push up and down to compress or stretch. We have bulge bones that also go inward, which is nice. We'll do a lot with the mouth corners, of course. So before we start, let me take a look at the chat here. Question, why did you do some blocking behind the scenes? Are you cheating? No, animation takes quite a bit of time to get things right. This is I would say 12-second shot. And normally if you would work at a studio, like a major studio, you would spend roughly 2 weeks at a shot like this. So to stream 2 full weeks is a bit, a lot. So that's why I tend to keep it more condensed and give you updates throughout. I will update you on what I did from the previous session, and keep you guys in the loop of any changes. So that's why. Is it recommended to learn the fundamentals of modeling, sculpting, rigging before starting to learn animating? Yeah, I think a little bit of that is very helpful. I think part 1 is uploaded. So, how can I take lessons from Blender? There's, if you subscribe to the Blender Cloud, you get a lot of premium content about any topic in Blender. And you can start from 0 there and have a lot of information, tutorials, live communication with the team. So that's the Blender Cloud, or the Blender Studio, I should say. So blender.studio.org, sorry. And there's tons of free tutorials online. So, all right, let's get started.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Connection, right?
Actually, what I'm going to do first is block out some of the jaw movements. So that will be the starting point of where I need any changes of my facial expression. So, and actually let me turn on frame scrubbing. And also maybe sync to audio.
I want to keep talking.
Still not a fan of that looping when scrubbing, but gotta work with it. So sync to audio. I
want to keep talking. I want to keep talking.
Sometimes, man, play every frame. No, that's not what I want. Frame dropping.
Talking to you, you know. I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking.
So I'm not doing lip sync right now. I'm just looking for key shapes to shape his face for.
I want to keep talking.
So you is a big one. If I want to keep talking to you.
Keep talking to you.
And I tend to do that on the frames that we're actually moving so we don't get isolated movement. So basically my blocking, as you can see, like if I select, no. All my controls. This is not the best way to show it. Actually, I try to block all of my controls on the same key. So if I, for instance, select the torso bone here, the keys that you see here are roughly where I changed my pose completely. So I don't isolate. I try not to isolate separate bones because it gets very hard to read. And now you kind of get an idea of a new frame, basically a new drawing. So that's what we're going for. So let's go back. There we go. And the U shape is usually you don't close your mouth fully. You basically keep it a little bit slack. The teeth are not touching, so you are here. There's a slight gap there.
I want to keep talking to you.
And the talking, I want to keep it open as well. So
I want to keep talking to you, you know. I don't know.
I do have my keys here because sometimes I want to. Okay, I'm contradicting myself. I want to lead with the eyebrows here. Okay, I already tried to block out which part of this motion is going to lead the action. It's going to lead the next beat, and therefore I already put it in my blocking. I see my blocking. I've been thinking about this yesterday, and I definitely see my blocking as also putting in notes for myself. So even though it's rough in there, like this, it reminds me later on when I continue to refine my stuff that I put it in there to remind myself, okay, I want to lead with the eyebrows here.
I don't know what your situation is, but
and that's the same right here. This part has been isolated.
I feel like we got
because I want to lead with the head. And if this all doesn't make sense to you, I would say it's like lead and following where's the energy come from? Yeah, I'm not going to do a lecture on animation, but it makes your animation appealing when you do have overlap in your actions, so nothing moves at the same time. And in this case, I want to lead with the head. So the head moves first, and then the body follows, okay? Instead of this. Different motion, different expressions, different outcome. So, okay.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? Keep talking to you, you know?
So I just roughly open it here. Just on the expression.
I'm talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation.
So I closed it here because it's I don't know.
I don't know what your situation is.
So this could be just closing.
But
and then that's a big one. So before that, right here, I want to start the B. So I put in a closed mouth. Then here's the but. And then I close the mouth, but a little bit here.
I feel like I don't know what your situation is, but
yeah, that feels good. Okay, now next part. I'm just putting in
I want to keep
the beats here for the facial changes.
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel.
And then here, what we hear is.
I feel like we got some kind of.
I feel like there's a little bit. I feel like
we got.
So I want to open the mouth a bit earlier. So right here, not too much, but to get a little bit of.
I feel like.
And then here's the actual take on I feel. Close it here a bit.
I feel like we.
I want to have an F shape right there. Fs are also pretty strong in lip sync. So
I feel like we.
And they usually don't.
I feel like we got some. I feel like we got. I feel like we got some kind of. But I feel like we got.
So feel, this is going to be a change, and then.
I feel like we got some kind of.
So we see an S here, and I deliberately close the mouth. I could yeah, could open it a little bit. So we see some teeth.
Some kind.
Then here, kind is a bigger change.
Kind of connection. But I feel like we got some kind of connection. 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 Connection, right? Right?
It's a bit late.
Connection, right?
Right? Keep it a bit more open.
Like some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, this is a bit late here in the end.
Right?
If you would see the audio, it's... I want the motion here. Like 3 frames earlier. So that means... To be fair, guys, I'm like, I need to work around with the whole bones here. And of course, all the bones are on, so I should turn that off, but would love to work with an actual animation picker, so you don't have to hide, unhide, select your bones in your viewport.
Connection, right? Connection, right? I want to keep talking. I want to keep, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Connection, right?
So another reason why I do work outside of the stream is I can only do one thing at a time. I'm a simple man. I need to focus on what I'm doing. And to me, like, streaming is great and I'd love to share it with you guys, but I get less than half of the stuff done that I usually do when I'm really focused on the shot itself. So that's why sometimes you don't see me talking, because I need to really make decisions on the shot, so on the spot. So so I try to block out the face here and talk you a bit through the steps of it, and then see how far we can get.
Talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay.
I want to keep talking to you.
So let me turn on the face controls, turn you off, turn you on. And of course, this thing is there again. Let's hide that.
I want to keep. I want to keep.
Now what I'm going to do is simply key my facial features on spots that I just had pointed out with the jaw there. So I basically set them secure. I lock them into a key pose. So whenever I change a pose, it will actually stay the same. That doesn't make any sense. So let me show you. So let me put in a key here. Here too. And I can easily blend those together. Here.
I don't know what your situation is, but what your situation is.
Here's another one.
But I feel like we got. I feel like we got some kind of connection.
There's one.
I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we got some kind of connection. I feel.
There's another one. A couple of poses there.
I want to keep talking to you. I want to keep.
So first off, I feel like he's a bit slow on his face in the beginning, which could intend or like could you know, give him a little bit of a tipsy kind of look to it, but that's not. I'll tweak it a little bit. It's a bit too much here. So I see this part here, there, pushing it up a bit. So just brightening them up, you know.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Okay. He's looking at her. And first off, I just want to change the eyes a bit, going a little bit more up. So his eye line is roughly looking at her, maybe a bit to the right. And we're gonna play around a little bit with the face here. You know what? What I'm gonna do is this. I will set the keys here and actually go to the next frame so we can easily see the difference from one frame to the other. So my keys are on 26. I will move to 27 and we'll do the appeal pass here. So actually push this down a little bit. So what I'm doing now is I try to create a little bit of asymmetry to the eyebrows. And brighten him up a little bit. So now currently The teeth are following the mouth, as you see, which in real life does not happen. So what we can do is, this is a little bit of a try out, see how that feels. Is turn on teeth, or turn off the teeth, follow the mouth. So like that. Actually, let me not have the keys on there. So now if I rotate the lips around, still have the teeth there. So you could now for the mouth corners, there are only two axes, and that is X and Y. So if I grab the gizmo in the middle, it will not go outside of the mesh. So as you can see here, stays there. And if we do want to do that, there's an extra bone there, which is the Z bone, that goes in and out. This way it's easier and to not get off model. And you can just drag it around and make sure, and it's safe to do that because it's not clipping or intersecting with the teeth. Actually, let me go a bit closer here. And also, these kind of things you might want to turn on subdivision. Of course, we need to also turn on subdivision on the model itself. Quality to render. There we go. Playback will be not real time, but at least this is more of the final look that we get. Okay. We don't need to push controls around too much on this one. I feel like just creating a little bit of asymmetry on the eyebrows. And when the smile is getting pulled like this, you might want to push up the skin a little bit this side, but I'm already going way too much into detail for what we need. Another trick is to push this corner inward a little bit more, and not too much, obviously, not like this, but to create a little bit of not for this pose, it's a bit weird. Oh, the cheekbones are not added to the selection set. So there we go. That means they're not keyed on these spots right here. That's not ideal. So let me just reset them. We'll do them later. All right, so I wanna maybe go for the R shape. We'll push these in a little bit. Now for the brows, we'll just blend those earlier shapes in. Sketch a little more here. Just delete these keys. There you go.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking.
Not big fan of this pose, to be honest.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? Keep.
So for the brows, I also see I selected some of these guys. Just want to delete some of these.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? Keep talking to you.
The sound, man. I just turn off scrubbing for now.
I want to keep talking to you.
Because it's...
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like...
Oh, shit. Frame dropping. I was like, huh? Why is it off sync? Actually, sync to audio.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? Talking to you, you know? I don't know.
Pushing one up and pushing this one down. Pushing like that.
What you know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation...
And suddenly it's flipping. Wait.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what... talking to you, you know?
And here's the U shape, so I want to dial that in for the mouth. So I select lower face, animation tab. I have a little bit of a U shape, which is this one. That's easy.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Talking to you, you know?
I'll keep talking to you, you know?
And then we go to an O shape more, you know. So I will just... I'm going to blend in some of these together. This is I find it very helpful to be able to blend some of these. So let's say from the shape, I want to go a bit wider. I basically drag here a little bit. It will open up as well, but that I can counter animate easily. But you can get some shapes that blend nicely. So
keep talking to you, you know?
You know, go a bit more.
I don't talking to you, you know? I don't know. I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Cool. Let's quickly take a peek at the chat here. All right. Okay, where are we? Part 1. No, we're not using... Oh, so the question is, using a picker would be awesome? Yes, would be great. Do you guys use pickers in the studio, like Expose picker or something similar? I wish. It's a little painful. Because at the studio, we're open sourced, and the stuff that we make is all made by with free software. It's a policy of Blender itself, because what we do should be able to do from everywhere without any resources apart from a computer. So Expose Picker would be great, but we cannot use that because then we should allow people to, or like yeah, we're basically not allowed to use paid add-ons to give everybody the same opportunity making animation like we do. No restrictions there in terms of the ability to create what we do. Sorry if that's a terrible sentence. But I've been knocking on doors here from developers to see if we can get an internal picker made in Blender, so you don't need to buy external add-ons to properly animate. So how long would it normally take you to make a shot like this? As I said, I think the time that's given to when you work at a major studio is probably 2 weeks, roughly speaking, depending on the detail that needs to be put in. So if you give me, I mean, the more time you get, the more detail you can put in. By the end of this week, I hope to get quite a bit of detail in, but not sure if I finish it. Maybe some polish next week. Good question. Did you use reference in the drinking animation? I actually did. And it's in a different file. I cannot access it right here, but I do have that. Yes. Hello, Rick. Is there a setup portion, and is it a full class? I did not know you can import WAV files into Blender. Now go watch my first part 1. Should be on the same channel. And there I go over the setup of the file a bit more. All right. Let's go. Let's continue this.
I'm talking to you, you know? I don't know.
Now here we're already opening the mouth a little bit. So I'm just going to blend some of this in. Okay.
I don't know what your situation. I don't know what your situation is.
So there's the same I don't know. So we push in. Oh. Push in this here.
I don't know what your situation. I don't know.
Go a bit more neutral. Wait, don't select anything. It's cramped, I know. Having 2 screens is not a luxury. Is it? It is. Come on, guys. You can animate with 1 screen.
I don't know what your situation is.
Get some teeth.
Situation is, but I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your situation is. I'm talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, you know? I don't know what your...
I actually want to raise the brows on this part. A little earlier even. Let's see. Push this up a little bit more. It's already pushed up quite a bit. I need somewhere to go. So here I go a bit more down. But I don't want to make it too angry. So
keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation.
Let's blend it a little bit more towards that next pose, so we can nicely transition a little bit there.
I don't know what your situation is. But situation is, but situation is.
So because we pulled the mouth up here, I push a little bit of the cheek. You could even push it a bit further to get a bit more. We're getting into insecurity territory. Pushing it up.
What your situation is. What your situation.
Adding an extra key here.
Situation is.
Maybe a bit late, bits earlier.
Your situation is. But your situation is. I don't know what your situation is. Can you know? I don't know what your situation.
Now, there might be an opportunity to put in some subbeats as well. And what do I mean by subbeats is basically you want to see a character think before they do something. For example, he's going for like his move saying, I want to keep talking to you. That's right here.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
And this is kind of like, I want to keep talking to you, you know? And he might expect like this girl saying, yeah, me too, you know? But there's no response. Or even I might dial in a little bit of she's kind of like, what? Or a little gesture from her that gives him shifting gears. That's kind of pushing him towards, I don't know what your situation is, kind of backing down a little bit before we do that. So
I don't know what your situation is.
So we go into more secure, like insecure mode here. Insecure mode. And I try to do that a little bit with the looking down here, which is a bit close to the actual beat. So let me shift this.
You know, I don't know what you're.
That's not doing the same thing. But what I'm looking for is a small tweak to his pose that kind of like instigates him. Oh, she's not into me, or like, oh, she's not convinced, or how do you say? She doesn't buy it yet.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
So maybe there's a little bit of a eye dart here.
You know? I don't know what your situation. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your.
So the eye dart kind of means, because here we are fully engaged on her. I want to keep talking to you, you know? Now, her response, and as we dialed it in later, is not as he expected. So darting away instigates, like, he's going for a split second internally, like, shit, she's not responding. And that is the subbeat that instigates, I don't know what your situation is. So that's how it is.
You know? I don't know what you're talking to you, you know?
And this is very subtle stuff. So sometimes it works and sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it's not reading well. So maybe darting a little bit to the side.
You know? I don't know what your situation. Keep talking to you, you know?
Now to the side always kind of instigates a thought or something I remember. In this case. So
you know?
And maybe we need a bit of a mouth change as well. So let's try something out here. Go a bit to neutral.
I don't know what your talking to you, you know? I don't know what your keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation. You know? I don't know what you.
Trying a little bit of a half blink. What is a half blink? Just what it says. So put in key here. I try, and this is just me, you know, fiddling around with some of the subbeat possibilities. So I do a little bit of a flick, going back to
you know? I don't know what your talking to you, you know? I don't know what you.
okay, it's not on the same frame. That means
I don't know what your situation. You know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is.
might be too much. We'll leave it in there for now.
You know? I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what
You could play it a bit more relaxed here, pushing down these upper lids. And this curve right here, we try to make this shape more simple later on. So
I don't know what your you know? I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your situation.
also here, maybe a bit too wide on the eyes. So we go in like this.
Your situation is.
And then pushing it up a little bit, pushing these guys up.
Is, but
and this is a B. So let's get in those and the lip post there for some sort of a B. So like that, just pushing it up a little bit, rotating it, and then situation is. So
your situation is.
So another thing we could do here, same thing, like a little bit of a subbeat. And these, again, I'm trying some things out here and see how I respond to it.
I don't know what your situation is.
So we go into this smile, trying to keep it nice and relaxed. And then right here, we just lower that corner a bit like that. So
I don't know what your situation is, but
and that gives us a little bit of a "you're still not buying it" kind of a thing. So let's play it again.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but
yeah, that works well. I don't like the blink, but I do like that
I
little...
want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is.
All right, let's see. So the character itself has been modeled by Julian Casper. He's the modeler, character designer here at Blender. And Demeter Tzadik, he did the rig, and I animated. All right.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is.
Yeah, I that blink that I put in there is a bit too much. So for that moment, I do think the eye dart helps.
I don't know what your situation is, but
Good. Okay.
I don't know what your situation is.
But we're a bit, can go a bit more.
But I feel like we got some kind of but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Situation is, but I feel.
So we're losing the smile there as we go on with the, but
I don't know what your situation is, but
because she's not buying it, and he gets more insecure, as in, like, you know, I try to come up with a reason why we should keep talking.
But I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay.
What your situation is, but
But even get a bit higher with the eyebrows.
but
That's a bit,
but
could be here, and when the dart happens. So this could be a change. And then
but I feel like we got. I feel like we got. But I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like
Let's see what happens if we put on some reference here. Oh, not that. Did I turn something off again? Oh, wait. There we go. Where's my... Oh, wait a second. My keyboard. Alt-Shift-C is not working. To switch this.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, so throughout the process, I tend to get my eyes a bit wider. Wide.
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
And then right here, I try to play it up. I feel like I'm too nervous around here.
No, I don't know. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So let's see if we can dial a little bit in some of that. And then for the other one, turn off rain.
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
It's a bit more relaxed.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
I do like a little bit of stressing him right at the end, coming up with a terrible idea to... What happened to my shortcuts? Seems like it's not registering shift anymore, which is a bit weird. Let me actually save the file, which is fine, but shift isn't working. It doesn't respond to shift. Let me actually restart Blender. Quit. And then I'm using Blender 3.2 alpha, so that means it's a bit unstable. And now, wait a second. Why is Shift-C not working anymore? Did I do something? Yeah, my other shortcuts are working, but Shift, let's see. Yeah, Shift is responding here. Shift-C, go wireframe mode. Not responding. What? Why though? Anybody has a suggestion? So when I hit Shift-C, it's working, and it's working again. Probably, I don't know. Okay, we're back.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of but I feel like we got. I feel like we got. I feel.
So here's the F shape. Shapes will also, like the post library, will also ship with the character. So it's a great start to not have to model all or like pose all of your shapes from scratch, but have some of them already available. So you could either click on them or click and drag, and it will apply them to the character.
I feel like we got some. I feel like we got some kind. I feel like we got some kind of. I don't know what your situation is, but.
What I want to do there is to get. I'm not sure if I do it in the reference. Let me actually see. Maybe not.
You know, I don't know what your situation is, but
there's a little bit of it, a little tiny flavor of closing the lips together and say like, but
I feel like we got some.
So,
but
so instead of keeping it slack like this, I want to. Why is this not playing normally? Come on, come on.
I don't know what your situation is, but
as long as you hear sound, I want to open his mouth, but right here, I want to try closing the mouth. So go back to my pose, go to the closed mouth, compressed, and I want to scoop that over to so we basically compress it like being awkward like that. We could bulge a little bit down here with the lips, but
I feel like we got some kind. But
maybe too much smile like that.
But situation is, but
I'm pushing the eyes a little bit more so we get a bigger change.
I think it is, but I feel like we got some kind of talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but
Nah, that feels like there's somebody there. We want it to be
I feel like
we do dart here, and I do want to push that dart a bit more this way, place it.
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? But I feel like we got.
So looking back,
Is, but
why is this playing so?
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay. Now there's the big connection, right? And for that, for a big like beat like that, connection, right? I want to open up his face,
Right?
and then go like this again. But I want to first shape this face a little bit more awkward. It feels a bit relaxed still, so we're gonna amp up the tension. So actually, let me key the face, go to the next frame, and change it up there. So we push in the brows a little bit. No, not like that, actually. Oh man, I need more space. Actually turn on simplify, which is hidden here, but at least now we have better representation. And then I want to see a bit more teeth. Bit of a semi-smile, like, oh, do I still? I'm looking to push this curve inwards. It's a bit of a cheat, but you get a better definition, better silhouette of the mouth. Maybe push this even further back. Nah. Because we're smiling on this side, maybe push up the cheeks a bit. I'm not sure about this crease here. When I push it in, there's this crease going on. It's a bit weird. Talk to the rigging department on that, because I feel like yeah, this feels good. So push in here. I mean, I'm just looking at, like, this is good. You get nice furrow lines, but when you push it up, it suddenly becomes this weird kind of little split there. So let's go back. We can push it down a little bit here. Push down. Just rotate it a little bit. Nah. Nah. All right, what do we have right now? There's our awkward smile. Go one frame back. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's go fancy and push the nostril up a little bit too. And the other one as well, you know. Just a tiny bit. Okay. I would love to get a little bit of wrinkles here, but we need to change the rig for that, so. Okay. Turn off simplify, or like turn on simplify.
Connection, right? Yeah, right.
And now we simply transfer that pose to here. And on this frame, we release the tension on the lip a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Connection, right?
Okay. So
Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right?
Not too happy about this one.
Like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Feel like we got some kind of
Now this one is also quite relaxed, as I said, like in the reference, I open up my eyes a little bit more, and this is not conveying that. So right there towards the end,
right?
he's putting himself in a tight spot, not having a reason to hook up with the bartender.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, so let's try that. Let's go to the chat quick. Did you do a tutorial for this rig? No, I did not. Demeter is the rigger. He does some videos on the rigging part of things. Maybe he has a tutorial. I'm not sure. If you would love to have a video on how to use the rig and what kind of controls you are able to use, then shout out in the chat. What do you think about the rig, honestly? I think it's nice. I am happy about some of the deformation that are there. So, sorry, I have to click here. I am happy about like some free deformation that's going on. When you push up the corners, it actually gains some volume in the cheeks. Same going down, and also the lip volume reduction when you push it. So when I that's nice. So you get some stuff for free, and it's very lightweight, which is for me a big pro. As in, some major studios have super detailed rigs, but they're not real time. So you have to play with 4 frames per second. It's not fun animating. So you have to play blast every time you want to see your shot. But these rigs are really lightweight in that sense. All right. Let's continue some of these shapes.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of I feel like we got.
Now he's looking back at the girl, which gives him a little bit of a moment to register if she's already changed her mind or buys it. And then we go into a little bit more eye white. Not this control. He's right here. But so the rig is great. I am very happy with it. But I do find the UI for animation a bit not so intuitive. I would love to have more UI for animation, like an animation picker.
Some kind of.
Let me turn off scrubbing.
I think we got some kind of got some.
So he's getting more into nervous territory here, getting a little bit of a emotional change. So basically getting a little bit more tension on the brows to convey despair. Like, what can I do to make her like me situation. And we could already dial it in here a little bit.
Got some kind of connection, right?
Maybe it's too on the nose, but I'd rather go a little bit too far with these expressions and change them later. It's easier to reduce some of this.
Some kind of connection. Kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection. Feel like we got some kind of
We lose the smile here, so it's really kind of and add in a little bit of lips pushed together.
connection, right? Kind of connection, right? But I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Tweaking here and there a little bit. Just as I...
Right?
And now she might walk away. And he's like, just a little dart does it kind of thing. Like, there's the dart and then there's the smile kind of draining. So doing a little bit of something like this gives already some
Situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
nah, not there yet. Too much. Feel like I'm busting the model a little bit. This, not sure. Something that I find a bit unappealing.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking.
Let's go. Shot here.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
He's looking for a connection. And so what I want to do, instead of already looking at the glass, going a bit more down here like that. We do want to lower those lids a bit more.
Some kind of connection, right?
Connection. Open up the face, the mouth. Now there are these controls. These are pretty neat, I find. What they do, like they're little arrows up and down. I only can move them up and down. Now, and these controls, they determine how much the corner is following either the jaw or sticking to the skull. Little example. Let me close the jaw here. And I push this all the way up. You don't see difference now, but now when I open the jaw, the corner stays up there. Okay. I can go in between, but I can also go down. And now when I rotate the jaw, it's fully rotating with it. So you can create a nice organic movement with simply favoring the jaw or the skull. And let's say I do it a little bit more in between. I can, you know, it's following halfway, which gives you nice shapes. So that's new. And I'm very happy with those kind of tweaks. Hey Rik, the first operator in our animbot clone has just been created. 500 to go. I am curious, what is it? Do you mean the Blender neighbor? Because that's an operator that is in animbot, which I am very happy about. Let's go back here. And hopefully I can get where I was and not destroying my animation. There we go. Okay, save. Great.
Connection, right? Kind of connect.
Connection. So
Connection, right?
Connection. Going a bit wider here. And delete. Maybe move it over. Connect. Push it on this frame. This will be connection.
Right? Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right? Connection, right? Some kind of connection, right? I feel like we got some kind of connection. Right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Tweaky. Still not. I want to see some more eye whites. Connection, right? Ooh, what's pushing through?
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of
Connection. Mm-hmm.
Connection, right?
Connection. So right here, I want to open up the face. And what I mean by that is open the, wow, eyebrows. Let me actually reset those. Alt G, Alt R, Alt R. Let me keep that. Well, yes, Alt R. This is default, and we push them up like that. When you're in the middle of the shot and you already did some poses, it's always nice to go back to 0. So you keep your character on model and not animate bones that are not necessary. Or sometimes when your model is looking a little off, then yeah, you might want to reset some controls to go back from where its default pose is. And we say, when in doubt, 0 it out. Do want to get a little bit of that going on.
Connection, right? Connection, right?
Connection. I want to put in a key here, which is like that. And yes, I do need selection sets for eyebrows instead of selecting them like that. So that's the difference. And I now slightly want to blend it over and then delete this key.
Connection, right? Connection, right?
So
connection, right? Connection, right?
I'm blending quite a bit with the blender neighbor, which is a nice feature. If you go to pose, animation, not animation, in betweens. Oh, in betweens. There's the blender neighbor option, Shift E. I put it to Shift E. I think by default it's Control E. It's basically a pose breakdowner, but smarter. And it's Tween Machine for those who are familiar with Maya.
Some kind of connection, right? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Connection. Put in a fake smile. Connection.
Connection, right? Connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Turn on rain here.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Right. find him a little too, and this is all trying to balance it out, what feels right in terms of expression change. And I do find him a little too worried.
I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
A little bit sad, I think, this moment, and I don't want that. So, when in doubt, zero stuff out.
Of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay, that's looking decent.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Now, he's not exactly looking at the glass. And
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
and he's a bit too serious here. I feel like could be a little smirk, more of that going on.
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
And he's a bit like, oh boy. All right.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
So right here, we are a bit too serious. This could be, as I said, with my reference, a guy who's threatening somebody, and we want it to be a bit more tempting or happy, or those are two different things. But and I simply do that by just raising the corner here. You see the difference? Just pushing up the corner a little bit on the other side as well. And same here. So we're coming from a quirky smile that I... He's looking happy here.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what you're...
Yeah, you see the change now happening? And like right there, he suddenly thinks of his hamster died yesterday, and we don't want that. His hamster died yesterday, but he's now not thinking of that. So, sorry. So we keep him in this smile.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is. I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of... But I feel like we...
Here we could push up those lids a bit more, maybe. You don't want it. I don't want it to be too on the nose that he, you know, you could play it if this was Hotel Transylvania, you would play it like this, where it's like very awkward. That's not what I'm going for, so I try to keep it more moderate.
I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right, the chat. What rig is it, if anybody knows? This is the new snow rig. It's currently in development, almost done at the Blender Studio, and it will be released soon. Is there any more word about the release date of Snow? I think this will be... I cannot make that promise. If anybody from the studio wants to chime in. Oh, it's coming when it's ready. There you go. It's coming when it's ready. As you see, it's almost ready. Will Snow and Rain get married? I guess not, based on this shot. Maybe they will. Maybe she's just playing hard to get. And he needs to come up with a better reason to stay talking to her, I guess. How to color corrections. Color collections. I know that. Right click. Ooh, lots of colors. So right click, hold. And there you can pick it. So. How are the animations acting going? Slow and steady, but we're getting there. Can you show the rendered mode? Sure, I can turn it on for a bit. Ooh. See how that looks. I mean, this is just the textured version, and it needs a bit, but I can do that. Takes a little bit. Shader compilation. Some more questions. Yes, this is animation by hand. The computer starts lifting off, rendering the textures. So, does this play real time? No, it does not. And let's see.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
So, no motion blur or anything. Or, I mean, the occlusion is always nice. But I like to see it rendered once in a while, or even in Eevee, just to see what lighting is doing. There's some subsurface scattering going on, and that will definitely change how it's looking. So it's nice to switch once in a while and see how it looks closer to final rendering. And I find Eevee a nice, quick way to do that. Even though now it's loading the textures, but it's only once. If I now go back, it's pretty fast. So that's nice.
I want to keep talking to you, you know?
Okay.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right. I want to do one more thing, and then we'll call it a day. So if there's any more questions, please get your questions into the chat. So one thing I want to do, so the face.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
the face is in a decent state, and I I still want to tweak a lot, but we'll do that later. What I want to do is show you my previous my reference. It's not this one. And show you what I'm after.
But I feel like we got some kind of
there it is. I do a little bit of head bouncing there. So before we say the line,
like we got some kind of
and that's, I want to add that in there a little bit more. So right now,
but I feel like we got some kind of
right there. It's this moment. See if we can put that in there. And I want to block that in. You could do that in spline too, but let's try blocking that in so it's there when we spline it.
Some kind of.
So we go down here, and actually let me turn on the turn off the rest.
I feel like we got some kind of. I feel like we got some kind of.
I just amp it up a little bit here. So it's both rotation and translation of the neck. It's a bit too far to the side, maybe. So going up. And you see there's a bit of space here. Almost a second. Nah. 3/4 of a second. To go up and down. And later on, I will let the body also support it a bit more.
Kind of
Ooh, I have some other keys in there that are fighting it, which is probably the neck control. So let me also have that there.
of some kind of
And I'm just gonna amp it up here. Going up. Because it is subtle, but I do want to get the rhythm in there, and then we can tone it down once it's there. And you see there's a bit of a
kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right? Kind of
Shift E.
kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right? We got some kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right? We got some kind of connection, right?
Nice. A little bit too much rotation. So let's dive into the graph editor. Not location, rotation. And here you can clearly see the rotation of the head. The head. So rotating down, up, and we could even push this. Nah, keep it there. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I'm just gonna reduce a little bit of this.
Connection, right? Connection, right? Some kind of connection, right? Got some kind of connection, right? We got some kind of connection, right? We got some kind of connection, right?
And then do some X location actually. Is this X? Let's see. It is. And
kind of
and I want to arrive a little later. Okay, so by default, the blend to neighbor in 3.1 and 3.2 doesn't have a shortcut. I use Shift E when I'm in the viewport, but there is also a blend to neighbor in your graph editor, which is great. But by default, I think the preferences, key map, set key interpolation on the graph editor is Shift E, delete, and save preferences. And now I go to key, slider operators, right click on blend to neighbor, assign shortcut, Shift E. And now, ladies and gentlemen, when I select these bones and hit Shift E, I can blend. That's great.
some kind of
So I can simply blend these things.
some kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right? Some kind of connection, right? Got some kind of connection, right?
Right. And now do the same thing for Y rotation. This always confuses me because Blender in object mode or in world space, the Z is up, but somehow in a rig, it's not. And Blender, or like Demeter explained it to me why that is, but I can still not. I cannot accept it. That's basically it. What I want to do is not go into this rotation here too quick. Do I? Yeah, so I basically let the head move over to the glass a little bit more gradual. And again, I'm just changing the constant keys here. Actually, I can delete this one.
Connection, right? Some kind of connection, right? I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? Some kind of connection.
And we're looking at the glass a little too soon.
Some kind of
because what I'm going for, going back to my reference. So when I say,
I feel like we got some kind of connection.
I'm looking for a reason.
Kind of
or like the character is looking for a reason, some kind of connection, right? And the connection is another drink, or like the liquid alcohol beverage, what them actually connects, because she's, well, I'm not going to explain it. That's it.
Of connection, right? Some kind of
But the eyes are already on the glass, so he's like spotting it right here, and I want to still have him look for the reason, and the reason is not in his sight yet. So
some kind of
so here maybe he's looking more there, and then here we do the switch, and we want that change to be a bit bigger. We need to do a lot of the face still. The eyes are looking creepy, but
kind of connection, right? Kind of connection, right?
so maybe a bit wall-eyed.
Connection, right? Got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Okay.
Connection, right?
Right. Right. And that's where we are right now, guys. So let's go into object mode. Wait, control spacebar. Yes. And let's see what we have right now.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right? I want to keep talking to you, you know? I don't know what your situation is, but I feel like we got some kind of connection, right?
All right. Let's go over the chat. I think it's all there. Yeah, there's things definitely I want to adjust and tweak. But the beats are there. We definitely did some improvement, add some details to facial beats. And yeah, we'll continue from there. Let's take a look at some last questions. Am I working on a Mac NAS? No, I'm not working on Linux. All specs are in the description. I'm reading everything in the chat. Sorry. I'm like, oh, this conversation is interesting. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. All the questions are for Demeter. So I guess we'll call it a day. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, people, for hopping along. The next stream will be on Thursday. I will go probably from blocking to splining. So that means tomorrow I will keep on refining my blocking. I'll show a version of that once we continue streaming on Thursday. But for now, thanks a lot and see you next time. Bye-bye.